to podcast 003. I'm your host, the really regular guy. Yeah, buddy. Thank you for listening. If you listen to my other podcasts, it's pretty cool. I've got like almost 40 downloads across all the platforms, which is awesome. That's much better than my first YouTube video did when I made my YouTube channel. So today is the 28th. 28th? Yes, today is the 28th, Monday. I had to make this one kind of short. Of course, my other ones were pretty short also. My dog is running around, so if you're watching this on video and you see me looking around, that's why. Got my dog in here. Yeah, I just put my daughter on the bus. I got to go to work in a little while. Figured I'd go ahead and record this podcast. I actually like doing this podcast stuff. If you watch my YouTube channel, you probably notice, hey, the last few videos have been podcasts. What's going on? Well, I still have some video footage of my kayaking trips I need to chop up and put into a video. I keep saying I'm going to do that, but I'm procrastinating, which is what I love to do. Oh, man. So I was watching on the news. The news will get you going. Talking about the stimulus check. Hey, man, I'm waiting on mine. I don't know where it's at, but I'm waiting on it. I kind of want it. My dog is sitting over there in the corner just looking at me like, what is this fool doing? Sitting in a chair talking to himself. Little does she know that I'm not just talking to myself. I'm talking to you. I wonder what's going through a dog's head when they're just sitting there and they see some lights and a camera and a microphone. Probably don't know what none of that stuff is, but they can tell that there's light coming out of the light bulbs. And then me just sitting here talking, looking to what looks to be nobody. Let me get this face tracking adjusted. Yeah, there we go. I don't know if I was in focus any of that time, but hey, I'm in there now. Oh, man. So tomorrow is the presidential debate. I don't know if anybody's excited about it. I'm still kind of skeptical as to if it's even going to happen or not, because I feel that Biden isn't going to be ready for that. I feel like Trump is going to pummel him. It's going to be like watching Chuck Liddell fight a fifth grader. It's going to be brutal if it happens. If it happens. I feel like I'm sweating. A little warm. A little warm in here. It's a little warm. So, I don't know if you've been keeping up with the news. It's kind of a little old news-ish, but they were talking about Mike Bloomberg raised over $16 million to pay for felons' court fines and fees so that they can vote in Florida. I don't know about you, but me hearing that sounds a little on the sketchy side. I mean, is that not bribery? Hey, man, guess what? You can't vote because you got all these fines and fees to pay for your felony you committed? How about this? I'm going to go ahead and pay for all that for you. No, there's nothing. I don't expect anything in return. Wink, wink. But here's a bunch of money to pay off your fines. Yeah, have a nice day. Have a nice day. Enjoy that. So he's under investigation right now, from what I understand. So that's a big, giant poop shoot there. Just dirty, man. Absolutely trash. Trash. And then right after I seen stuff about that, they were talking about the mail-in ballots. Well, they found a handful of them in a trash can with Trump's name on it. Imagine that. I mean, who'd have seen that coming, right? Just send in your ballots. Send them in the mail. It's okay. Yeah, we'll take care of them. We'll make sure they get to where they're going. The trash can. They got the wrong name on them. Come on, man. I mean, I understand doing mail-in ballots for people that literally can't go to the polls, like elderly people or people who are sick, heck, people deployed, whatever. Sorry, if you're just listening to the audio, I had to change my face tracking on my camera because it started recording over to the light bulb. But anyways, yeah, I agree with it for people that can't get there physically, but man, it's like all these people, I guess they're justifying it because of the virus. But I mean, dang, man, if you just take your precautions, you're going to be okay. It's just an excuse to do a bunch of freaky stuff to the mail. Yep. Man, that I seen also I've been watching. So I guess me starting this podcast, I'm going to be talking about kind of some current events. I've been watching a bunch of guys and they've kind of inspired me to do this. So that's why this is kind of what I'm talking about. It's current events, things that I see, things that I hear. So there's another one. Earlier last week, you've seen the Breonna Taylor court case started. Then this guy started rioting and freaking out. All because the jury decided not to criminally indict the officers. I think one of them has some charges, but they're not like murder or manslaughter or something else, So everybody started freaking out and they wanted to burn the place down. Oh, man. So there was a Kentucky representative. What was her name? Miss Scott. She was arrested with a group of other people accused of starting fires at a Louisville public library. Pub has my abbreviation in my notes. Ooh, short bus kid right here. Yeah, so she was out there burning the library, setting fires to things, and she's a state representative. What do you mean? She's charged with rioting and failure to disperse an unlawful assembly. I mean, it sounds a little weird. I think that she should have been charged with arson or something, but maybe she wasn't one of the ones actually holding the flame. But man, you got a state representative that's out there rioting. You got to be better than that. You got to be a little bit better than that. I mean, you're a state representative. Let's get it together. So Scott, who is a Democrat, she introduced Breonna's law. It's statewide. If it's passed, it'll ban all no-knock warrants and require police officers involved in shooting to have a drug test and alcohol screening. Drug test and alcohol screening, I get that. But to have a law banning no-knock warrants, I'm assuming she doesn't really know much about the police and the work they do, but no-knock warrants sometimes are essential. Let's say you have someone wanted for murder and they're in their house or in a house, and you get a no-knock warrant to go in there and get the guy. Does that mean that you're not allowed to go in there? I don't understand. Yeah, that noise you just heard was me adjusting this camera. One more again. So, I don't know. What do you think about that? No-knock warrants illegal or no-knock warrants legal? I think keep them because, man, that sounds absolutely insane to just go up to a house and be like, yep, there's a dude in there wanted for murder. How about this? I'm just going to knock and say, hey, I'm the police. Why don't you just come to the door? Hands up, guy. Great idea. What if he was wanted for more than one murder? What if he's nuts, man? What if he ran from the cops? Like, don't give a crap. No knock. No knock. Kick in the door. Take him to where he needs to go. I mean, that sounds insane to get rid of that. But I can see where people are kind of freaking out. And from what I understand, during that little protest, there was a guy shot at police officer. I think it says an arrest says that a video has been recovered that shows 26-year-old Lorenzo Johnson shooting at two police officers who were wounded. Yeah. What a scumbag. What a scumbag. Like, you guys just, you need to, if you protest, you definitely need to, I mean, it's kind of dumb to say, but peaceful protest, that's definitely what protests are for. I mean, that's how you get your opinion out there without being without bringing on more trouble. Everybody's out there being violent, and they get mad whenever the police step in, and they act like they're taking away their right of free speech. Well, yeah, you have the right of free speech, but you don't have the right to shoot at people and break stuff. So during that, I guess during the incident, I don't know all the facts 100%, but what I've heard is they had a no-knock warrant. I don't know. The cops are saying that they showed up. The police are saying they showed up and they knocked and identified themselves, and then no one answered the door, so they went in, which I don't know. That sounds a little weird. Maybe that's what happened. I'm not sure, but it just sounds a little fishy. But anyways, the reason, from what I hear, the reason why they were there is Brianna's ex-boyfriend got arrested earlier in the day. He was a drug dealer. He was dealing drugs. And so they wanted to go to her house to see if they can get some more evidence, on him there at her house. But that situation went south real fast because they go in, and I don't know. If you're listening and you don't know what's going on with the case, so anyways, that's kind of why I'm telling it. A lot of people already know. So they go into the house, and Brianna's boyfriend wakes up, or he gets up, and all he knows, from what I understand, is that, and he's a lawful gun owner, right? So all he knows is that, wow, my door just got kicked in. There's a bunch of people running through here. So he shoots apparently through the door, hits an officer, and then I don't know if all the officers fired, but I know one did, and he fired, from what I understand, through the door a bunch of times, a whole bunch. And I don't know if he emptied his magazine or what, but he shot a lot inside that room, from what I hear, and he killed Breonna Taylor, which is a tragedy. And if you ask me, my opinions on that are he was 100% in the wrong. I know it's hard to put yourself in that situation where somebody's shooting at you through a door, but it has been, I've always thought that without a clear target, sight picture, you don't want to start shooting in there, because what if there's a baby in there, a little kid, and then the police officer, I mean, come on, man. Well, I think that boils down to is poor training. Those guys need a lot more training. They don't train nearly enough. They train, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how often they train, but I know when I was a correctional officer, I trained like once a year. And I know the police officers don't train a whole lot more. I think it's a few times a year. But definitely they weren't used to being in such a high stress situation because that decision making that they shown there were very poor. It is a tragedy, but man, you guys riding out there shooting at people and tearing stuff up, they ain't gonna answer nothing. They is not gonna solve anything. Nothing. Let's see what other notes. That's all the notes I had, man. A little short one. Maybe 10, 15 minutes. Ooh, dang, that was loud. Hey. Man, I gotta go to work in a little while. So tomorrow evening, I think around 5 o'clock is when the debate starts. I'm pretty excited. I haven't watched any sports this year because all the sports have been so political. It's kind of weird that I watch the news, but I won't watch the sports. It's like people pushing their agendas on sports. It's just a bunch of self-entitled little turds. Little turds, you hear me? Makes it not fun. Makes it something I don't care about. Today's Monday. Yesterday, my day off. It's pretty much the day I go kayak fishing every Sunday. Didn't go yesterday. Stayed home. So I'm itching to go. I am absolutely going nuts. I hope Sunday when we do go, this coming Sunday, I hope we catch a lot of fish. Because we've been going, I don't know if any of you guys go kayaking, but kayaking is one of the most fun things I've ever done. Getting out there on top of the water, where you're sitting like right on top of the water. You get to go out however far and fish. Because we all use pedal kayaks, so we can get out there and we can focus on fishing, And I fell in love with going out to the rivers that lead out to the bay because you can catch all kinds of fish. We have redfish out here, bass, trout, all kinds of stuff. It's an absolutely amazing time, and I'm looking so forward to going Sunday. My dog's over here trying to lick on my leg, trying to give me a pet her. She knows I got to go to work in a little while, so she's over here bugging me. Why are you bugging me? Huh? Yep. So do any of you guys do anything on the water? Paddleboard, kayak, boat? It'd be nice to know. I do know that everyone should do something outside, whether it's fishing, like say kayaking, basketball, hiking, shooting, whatever. Everyone needs to do stuff outside because I can tell you the time that I do go out, kind of unplug and just get out there on the water and relax. I mean, most of the time I'm filming. Most of the time I have my my little action camera on my hat. I'm out, trying to document it. And I really document it. I put it on YouTube a lot of times, but I really document it for more or less just for the memories of me and my buddies, so we can go back and we do sometimes. We'll go back and watch the videos and be like, man, remember this? Man, that was fun. Heck yeah. Like I think I have our first video of when we first took our kayaks out. And it was a rough one. But man, we actually we had a blast, and we had some cheap kayaks, but I'm glad I had those videos so I can look back at that stuff and kind of reminisce. You can reminisce not just from your memories, you can reminisce from the video footage. Get it on film. My dog is literally just sitting right in front of me, between me and the camera, and just staring at me. She's like, what are you doing, bro? You guys dog lovers out there or what? Man, I knew I wanted to do this podcast stuff, and I'm going to keep doing it. But I can tell you something. It can be a little weird. Imagine yourself sitting in a room, a few lights on, camera in front of you, microphone, headphones so you can hear your audio, and you're just sitting there talking to what appears to be no one. You're not getting no feedback. But you're just sitting there talking. Who knows, man? Maybe I'll get enough downloads and listens and views that I can get a couple friends or somebody to come on that'll be interested to come on and do one of these podcasts with me. We'll see. But definitely thanks for listening and being a part of this journey of mine in the podcasting realm. So, another thing. I've been making little logos. I made myself a little logo. I've been working on it. I got this iPad, and I've been using an app called Procreate, which is an app that I guess a lot of people. I found out that a tattoo shop here in town uses it. Hours I've been on it, just messing around, trying to figure out what I wanted to do, what kind of logo I wanted. Make something cool, make something nice. Well, I think I've got one that I'm pretty happy with. I keep tweaking it, but hey, it's going to be nice. And there's a t-shirt shop down the road where I can get a t-shirt made for $20. Maybe a hat. I don't know. Who knows? You might be seeing a really regular guy hat. A new one. I already have one, but it ain't that. It costs like $60 and it ain't that good. Well, that's about all I got, I think, for this one. I might even make another one tomorrow. I don't know. I'm off work on Tuesdays and Sundays, and I get bored. But I don't want to just get on here and ramble about nothing. Ooh, arm pop. All right, guys. If you haven't already, go to my YouTube page, Really Regular Guy. Subscribe to that thing. You can watch this video on there. If you're listening to it on one of the platforms, you can watch the video on the tube. That way you can see my beautiful bald head. You can see that pretty old bald head, boy. I tell you what. I appreciate everybody listening and watching, tuning in. Till next time. Deuces.